Yo, what's good? What's happening? We back, brand new episode of Attack on Culture. This your boy Chris J. Got the boy Trail here.
Yeah,
Got the boy Cam here.
Yo, yo.
Yo. All right, so as always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shout out to all our new subscribers we have getting. We're close to our goal of 500. So shout out to the many new people we've got. Shout out to the people who've been checking out our content as well. We greatly appreciate all of you guys. Also, follow us on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Attack on Culture. And as TikTok still exists, check out the TikTok page as well, too. Hey, look, man. Y'all voted for dude. That's all I'm saying. But either way, we appreciate you guys. Just make sure you follow us, check us out on everything. Blue Sky on the way as well, and I'm working on the Instagram page too. So we will be everywhere in shortly, before the year's out at least. But let's go ahead and get right into it. We haven't recorded in a while, and it's kind of my fault. I had a lot of stuff going on, but either way, it's all well now. But with that said, also on the YouTube channel, check out the Gotcha on Gotcha Cam's content as well. He just dropped a couple new videos over the past couple of days as well, so check that stuff out as well. But let's go ahead and get right into it with what we've been checking out this past week. I'll go ahead and go first on the gaming side. Really not much. It's busy as hell at work right now, so I really don't even feel like gaming when I even have time. Plus, life been kicking my ass. But so I really haven't been hopping on the game as much as I would love to and was. But other than that, on the watching side, I have caught up with Dragon Ball Daima. I'm enjoying it. It's really good. Giving me Dragon Ball vibes, which as a lover of Dragon Ball, cool with. I think I tweeted, I put this on a Twitter page, but I think, and this is my theory, this is just me as a fan theory, the idea that Goku got dumber and super is really starting to kick off more here in Daima, because my theory is Kid Buu gave Goku CT at this point. Kid Buu had to give Goku CT.
I think one of the writers had something against Goku. I think one of the writers who write for Goku is a Vegeta fan. They want to do everything possible to make Goku because Goku, as far as his family status is concerned, everything else was whatever. It's kind of stuff he used to do in Dragon Ball and a little bit in Dragon Ball Z. But like the family side of Goku, making him again. I think it was episode 6 or 7. I put this in a group chat. There's a line of dialogue. One of the new characters, is talking to Goku because Goku establishes that he has a wife and he has kids. But
Pansy, I remember.
Yeah, Pansy. And then she's like, "How did you raise kids?" And then he goes, "Yeah, I really wasn't a part of their lives like that." I'm just like, what? Stop.
You would admit.
Stop.
He played to the allegations.
Just stop, because it's like, if you've watched Dragon Ball Z, you've always known Goku to be a family man. He is. If you watch Dragon Ball Z, everything that Goku has done, it's super really kind of push this whole all I care about is fighting thing side of Goku, which I hate. But it's it's a part of his character, yes, but that's not the only thing about his character. And that in Dragon Ball Z, everything he did was for the good of the planet and also his family. Everything he did. And it's Gohan gets kidnapped immediately. Piccolo, let's go get Raditz. He sacrifices himself to defeat Raditz to save Gohan, and then by extension the planet, to give them a little bit of time before Vegeta and them come in. Cell Saga, he sacrificed himself to save Gohan because of his arrogance and not defeating Cell when he had a chance. It's everything he has done. When he came back in the Buu saga, his whole thing was hanging out with Goten and establishing his presence to Goten because he was not a part of his life as a child. The final thing he did before he went up into the freaking afterworld was hug Goten and say, "Yo, take care of the planet." And I see y'all when I see y'all. Like Goku has always been a family man. I just don't understand. Like I'm ranting, but like it very much upsets me what they do with Goku's character. Where it's like, oh, Goku's a silly character, so let's just make him say dumb shit all the time because that's something that Goku would do. It's like, no, that's not the whole thing about Goku's character, and that's one of the reasons why like that whole. Some of his character upsets me in Super. He's not a bad character in Super, but a lot of things they did with his character upsets me, and they're pushing that into Daima, which I don't like.
Yeah, that's why I said, you know what? I think he just has CT. That is just a fan theory, nigga. It's just for me, just knowing who Goku is. It's just he got CTE. Kid Buu gave him CTE, and it is what it is. So that's just unfortunate side effect. Besides the writers being assholes, but Diamond's really, really good though. Like I'm especially enjoying it. Especially with what we're about to get into with the new Boo that's being created and all of that. You said what?
Cyber Boo.
Yeah, Cyber Boo. so we're going to. I'm enjoying that, and then also just Supreme Cast toxic ass family is hilarious as hell too. So. But Diamond's been really good. Don Machi. I want to talk about it while in between our little hiatus. But seriously, I'm gonna say this right now. This nigga Bell had been going through it these past 3-4 episodes, G. But at the same time, nigga, you got a goddess who wants your meat, G, who wants your soul. I'm sorry. I'll take that L, G. Fuck everybody else.
You folding?
I'm folding. I am folding like literally, G. Folding, G. Each time, G. I respect Bell and his loyalty to his people, but G, I am folding. I'm playing dumb and all of that, G. But either way, this past week's episode, they took a break last week because of production reasons. Really great episode, though. Really great episode, and which is leading down to a war game pretty much. So that means shit about to get really real these next 2 episodes. So hopefully the action that we haven't been getting goes up in terms of everything. So we'll see where things go with that. Don to Don, really good. Once again, this is one of those things I really can't watch with my shorty around, G. Last week's episode being the prime example, because there was times where Ashley was like, "What the fuck?" and I was like, "You know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have to."
You don't like those? You don't like the sequence of events where they have like these high schoolers in underwear and naked?
No. Look, it is what it is, but overall, still one of the best anime of this season so far. And there's something else I've just been binging randomly is this anime. Once again, it's the super long title, The Notorious Talker Guy shit. Look, for a dude whose skill is to talk and lead niggas, I respect the fact that this nigga talks a gang of shit and you got the strongest niggas on his side and niggas hate on him because all he do is be an elite talker, G. He pulls hoes and...
Is that the one where the dude has like a bunch of rings and stuff?
I forgot. I don't look at his fingers, G, but he got the raw ass jacket. So
I think I might
got long ass jacket, long ass eyelashes. So niggas think he's a bitch, and he's like, nah, G. And he be really manipulating people, hurting their souls, and he be pulling the blick out on niggas. So respect to folks, G. But I really enjoyed that. That's one of the things that came out this season. I was just really quiet, and I binged that, caught up on that in like less than a week. But either way, that's what I've been enjoying lately. And also, I'm free from the terrorist of the Bears coach stressing me out. So shout out to that too. But that's what's been going on.
I don't really have much as far as the update is concerned. Chris kind of already pointed out all the stuff in anime. Oh, I will say this: fuck you, ReZero. I know that they announced this a while back. I know they did, but I genuinely cannot stand this whole like core stuff. So now, because like you ended off the last episode on a really good cliffhanger, like, oh man, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to I think it was this week or last week I cannot wait for this episode, and I'm like, oh, second core doesn't come out until February 2025. Look, I got to keep the same energy. I don't know if we didn't really say this because we weren't really doing stuff with Invincible, but that was one of the reasons why I didn't like the last season of Invincible, because they took a freaking 6-month or 3-month hiatus, and I just stopped giving a shit about the show.
Watch that second half, by the way.
And then when the show came back, it was like, whatever. So I don't want to have that same type of energy with ReZero. And so like this whole like core breaking stuff, I understand production values and stuff like that. That's cool and all. Just, I don't know, like if you have to delay the anime by like 2 seasons, so like if we didn't have ReZero until like summer or spring of next year, and we can get all 12 episodes or however many episodes are in production on a weekly basis, I'd rather have that than you release 8 episodes now and then tell me to wait until February. I just don't like that whole core break stuff.
It's still the fact they cut it off at 8, not 12. 8.
Yeah, and it's like, and I don't think it's like a 20-something episode. I'm pretty sure it's probably like I think they said like the next batch of episodes is like the counterattack. I don't know what they're doing with ReZero. It's annoying. So yeah, fuck ReZero for that. And yeah, that's pretty much his gaming side. We'll talk about what we've been unfortunately playing. And as far as everything else, update on Sparking Zero review. We're not doing that shit. I literally sat down, like, I think when I was trying to do some scripting, because I like to come up with a script and stuff for the reviews to kind of guide the video and stuff. I just didn't have anything for the video game. I can't believe how much hype for that, or my I don't know what to call it, hype, love, whatever you want to call it. I genuinely have like no desire to play that game. I have no desire to cover that game. Like the game just exists at this point for me. And I just don't feel like that type of energy would go well in a review, because it'd just be like a bunch of like meh. And I just don't think that comes with good content. So no Sparking Zero review. As far as the Gacha on the Gacha side, if you're watching this, I don't know when this video is going to come out, but this week be on the lookout for Nikkei and Star Rail. Nikkei and Star Rail videos. So if you are interested in those games, stay tuned for stay tuned for those videos on the channel. And that's it for me.
All right, Trail.
Yeah. Shoot. Let me go back. I was working on something. For me, I have watched some actually. I watched Arcane. Very, 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 very good. In the Game Awards, they got like the adaptation of things for like video games. I'm like, Fallout about to beat everybody because everybody else not even close. Yeah, Arcane about to slide through, bro, and probably take it from Fallout. It's so good. It's so good. Like usually, sometimes people get their expectations up for things when, like a hiatus happened, like 2-3 years. And you're like, oh my God, I've been waiting 2-3 years for this. It's finally here. They spent their money and all that fanfare and all that Netflix money. They spent it on some beautiful shots. It was like every episode was like a movie, and I'm not even capping. A little slow burn. I think like the first 3 episodes, it was still beautiful. But when that plot kicked in, I put it around as background noise so I can go to sleep one night. And I finished it. I was up 4 o'clock in the morning. I finished the whole thing. It was literally supposed to be background noise at first. It did what it had to do. I think, look, I'm never going to play League of Legends. I'm never going to play that fighting game that's coming out. Just don't expect it. But I actually like the world that they got and what they was trying to tell. So shout out to them for that. We'll talk about what we playing later, I think. And get my thoughts on that. I haven't really done anything other than like playing that game, Arcane, and just brushing up on like skills and stuff like that. Nothing really happened through our little 2-3 week hiatus that we just had. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right, cool. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into what's going on in the news world. Fairly decent amount of things has happened, especially this past week. Let's go ahead, go towards the anime side of things because it's half and half. So one of the biggest news to come out was Frankie's Japanese voice actor has chose to retire from Frankie from One Piece, by the way, in case people are like, who the hell is Frankie? But Frankie character from One Piece, his Japanese voice actor, is retired. He's also did a couple of other characters from the show as well. But man's been doing for 25 years and said, you know what, G, it's time to retire, time to move on to other things. And honestly, I respect it, G. I wholeheartedly respect it. It's going to be weird, especially with them in this the anime's in hiatus. But the anime being in hiatus right now is like, okay, now you got to find a whole new voice actor for a significant character. Especially, well, Frankie don't really have significant moments coming up based on what
his voice is iconic. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's
like
another
Frankie
thing.
Japanese, like the Super Macasero, like that. That whole part of his legacy, like you can't. It's gonna be
hard to replace it. It's really gonna be tough to replace.
Find that interview.
So, like, I totally get that. So, trying to find a new voice actor. Shout out to you, Toei. Like, look, y'all got a whole bunch of other things you need to worry about, but good luck with that. But shout out to my man's Kazuki Yao. Look, you did your thing, G. Retire. You don't gotta worry about doing it no more. Collect the residuals bag if you get in one.
Royalties gonna be nice.
Yep. So, especially because he is iconic, so he will get his residuals if Toei ain't on that bullshit. But
not even that, but I mean he can cash out on like fan events and stuff like that. Like he'll be fine, especially in Japan.
Work the convention field.
Yeah,
work the con field. So, but anything y'all want to add about it?
Dude's 65 years old. He's not trying to be on his Goku voice actor status. I don't blame him. She's like 80 something years old, still doing that. I mean, shout out to her. But a lot of people, I respect people who can say like, listen, I'm good, done.
Get out the game when you can.
And I mean, 65 years old, been doing the voice for 20 years. Like I'm pretty sure that he kind of hit a slow burn. Like, man, I'm tired of this shit. Even though some people go like, dude, it's One Piece, it's a bag, bro. Like, what you doing, bro? It's like, dude, when you've been doing something for that long, money at that, it comes a time when like y'all gotta get out this whole bag mentality and stuff like that, and start worrying about your mental health. Start worrying about your life. Because you can't spend money when you dead or not enjoying something. So like, and money doesn't equate to happiness. So highly respect folks for that.
Most definitely. True. Anything you want to add?
No.
All right, cool. Next on the anime side of things, MAPPA, they got totally rejected.
Cool.
MAPPA, look, shout out to the system. Shout out to the writer, the writer for Kagura. How do I pronounce this shit?
Kagurabachi.
Kagurabachi. There we go.
You said that absolutely wrong. You said it absolutely. I don't know where that R came from, bro.
Kagurabachi. Look, man, sorry.
There you go.
Sorry, but even though I have yet to read anything past the third chapter of this, because when it was the hype, I was like, you know what? Let me check this out. Once the hype died, deuces. But it's still getting a lot of. It's literally one of Shonen Jump's most popping mangas right now, and with the anime rights being shopped, most people said, "Oh, I gotta go to MAPPA," and even the writers outright said no. Shueisha said no.
Good.
So for one, shout out to Shueisha. Y'all did y'all thing. Y'all told them niggas, no, y'all got too much on your plate. Because at this point, MAPPA, major projects as a whole right now, they have Chainsaw Man, and that's a movie coming out, plus the second season and all of that. Jujutsu Kaisen Culling Game arc. Dorohedoro season 2, which I didn't know was getting a season 2. Some shit called Zenshu. Hell's Paradise season 2. Oblivion Battery season 2. Lazarus, never heard of it. And some 2 other shit I never heard of. On top of probably whatever.
I think I heard of Inazuma 11. That's a soccer anime. So that's getting a movie. So yeah, that's nine major projects, and they're trying to fuck the CEO of MAPPA, by the way. Still fuck that nigga. But yeah, like, what do you know? I mean, we've already seen like the effects of what happens with the animation studio when MAPPA was overlooked in Jujutsu Kaisen, where they literally had to do a patch for like episodes because they were not finished with the full animation of those episodes. So like when they released initially on Crunchyroll, it was like, okay, we just got to meet deadlines, so put something out. And then they had to later on like go back and redo and finish out those episodes and really re-release them back onto the market. So yeah, kudos, good stuff. For people who are upset about this news, take it out your mouth first, and realize that like this is a good thing, because hopefully that means that another studio that does not have a bunch of projects that can really sit down and realize the vision that the writer, the creator of the show has for the series, as far as like an animation production, can have that time, talent, and production to not just release shit for the sake of releasing shit because it's popular.
Pretty much, and that's the main thing. Give the MAPPA teams a break. They were probably praying, like, so please,
man. I know they was like, no,
like, please, not another one, please. But either way,
season 2, like, come on, man, like,
they got a lot of work. but supposedly right now, I think it's been confirmed that Cyber Agent is being the ones who's going to produce the anime. I'm not familiar with any of their works right now, but hey,
Cyber Agent.
Cyber Agent. Cyber Agent is pretty much what is the producers I'm heard. But hey, as long as it's not Cloverworks, I'm happy. Because we know what Cloverworks do. They do bullshit, man. They do bullshit. They will never, ever be forgiven for what they did with the other shit. Really, see, just off that, I don't even remember the fucking name. But fuck Cloverworks. If you're a longtime fan of the show, you know why. But go ahead and move on. This dropped before we actually right before we recorded, but the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie trailer dropped. It showed absolutely nothing.
Fuck whoever came up with that idea. I ranted about this yesterday. I fucking hate whoever came up with the concept of releasing this anime shit in the theaters. Fuck that. I am so sick of that shit, bruh. I can't stand it. I hate it. Now, if we're talking about like movie original stuff, we're talking about like the My Hero movies, or like maybe Dragon Ball Z movies, or like stuff like that. I don't care. Whatever. What? Cool. But if we're talking about stuff that should just be a seasonal thing, like a weekly episode thing, bro, I'm so tired of it, because we're gonna get into it, because it's December right now. All my Haikyuu fans out there know the first part of the Haikyuu final movie thing that they're doing, the 2-parter, came out in February. There has yet to be anything of releasing that on streaming services or buying it out on like you can like, you know, rent it or something like that. There's yet to be anything like that, and the movie came out in February. It is December. Now with the Demon Slayer, that's probably going to be more like mainstream, so like it's going to be in like our local theaters and stuff. But dude, I hate theaters. I go to the theaters a lot. You talk about, like, if you look at my AMC list over this year, I've been to the theaters a lot to see movies, but the theaters are so done, and it's so, the theater experience is just not the same as it used to be. It sucks. So I'm just not a fan of releasing. I know it's for money and blah 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 blah. Don't care. I'm so tired of going out in the theater to see this stuff. I just want to see this shit from the comfort of my home. I'd rather see. But we get to see everything at once. I don't care. But no, and you know, knowing Demon Slayer, what's gonna happen is that they're gonna announce whatever arc is next after this Infinity Castle trailer, and the first 8 episodes of that new arc is gonna be the movie.
Yep.
So what's the point?
The point is the bag.
Release it out and release it as a seasonal weekly and call it a day. But you know, they saw the success of that Mugen thing, the Mugen train stuff, and how it was the one movie in Japan. They was like, we go keep doing this.
Yep. And all I'm gonna say is the way that, like, I've read this arc in the manga, it's one of the best arcs, and also the way people talk about Demon Slayer, it's the emotional moments. There's a lot of emotional moments that they're going to miss out on in terms of social media engagement, which they probably just don't care about, because the fact that you chose to do the movie, and now when certain things happen, you're not going to get that week by week hype and engagement, because it's all going to happen in one movie.
Everybody and their mama is going to want to leak what's happening in this movie. Everybody and their mama is going to be like, this happened in the movie, this happened in the movie, this happened in the movie, spoiling everything for people who may not have the means to go out and see it. And because going out, I mean, like, we're in an economy where going out in the movies is a luxury. Not a lot of people can afford to do that stuff. And some people going, dude, it's only like 20 bucks, bro. Not a lot of people got 20 bucks to be spending on going to the movies. Not to mention parking fees and stuff like that. Point is, you're in a privileged position if you're saying something like that. Well, a lot of people don't got that means to do stuff like that. And so a lot of people won't be able to go out and see it in theaters initially, and they'll have to wait. And we don't know when they go put it out on streaming services or allow for rental on YouTube or whatever platform they choose to engage with that service. So it's just going to be people on TikTok, if TikTok is still alive back then, but YouTube Shorts, the social media, Twitter, all sorts of stuff going like, dude, I can't believe this happened in the movie. And, clickbait titles on YouTube going like, Zenitsu did what in the Demon Slayer movie? Like, it's going to be a mess. And you engage with that kind of stuff when you release stuff on movies. And I know some people are going to come back with the whole like, oh, but manga readers. But yeah, like, there's a difference between something coming out and somebody who's read the manga like spoiling it versus like a high production movie with the actual scene playing out in the background while somebody's going like, look at what happened in the Demon Slayer movie, to someone who hasn't seen it or is waiting to see, because not a lot of people are going to go out and read the manga. So
nope, none at all.
Not a fan,
especially with the manga looking like chicken scratch. So
that's enough. Say that, man.
Better off having freaking 3-year-old me watch my drawings. G. We're moving on. The Invincible season 3 trailer has dropped. Daytrail, I'll let you take the lead on this one.
That's crazy. Shout out to Invincible season 3 dropping. Hopefully they change from whatever the hell was last season. When shows I cap for and say it was a filler season when it was kind of mid. Like when I talk about House of Dragon season 2, love House of Dragon, love George R.R. Martin lore. I was like, man, season 2, that was just a filler season. It's set up for season 3. Back in my head, I'm like, man, that was some garbage. Copium. Same thing with that. Like season 2. Garbage. I don't even remember was the main plot point. And I always hated the Ancient Levy storyline. Always hated it. When I read it in the manga. I mean, not the manga, the comic. Always hated it. So I think it's a dumb storyline. It's a lot of dumb storylines that we're gonna get to see in Invincible if they adapt it.
If they cover it, yeah.
Yeah. But I think this is good. I think the casual fans of Invincible, they are going to hit the tired of seeing Mark get his butt kicked, so this would be good for them because Mark beat some butt this season, and it just looks good. But somebody said something on Twitter that I kind of agree with. Hire more porn artists in these studios. Now, might sound crazy, I know, but these niggas who make porn like art stuff and this Rule 34 stuff are better than some of these studios, bro.
Well, they be going
and they go crazy, like animation wise and whatnot. I got a slight headache, so y'all about to see me take a pill live on no water. Pause. But like where this whole entire situation with Invincible, I think it will be good for new fans and stuff like that, and then the casuals. I think the season will end. This is a Trail Nostradamus moment. The season will end with him beating Conquest face in. If they end the season on him versus God darn, what is the nigga name?
Cecil. Trash.
I might drop it, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
If it's not Conquest versus Mark, it's gonna be Oh boy, yeah, you're right.
Because if we don't see Conquest versus Mark, they are trying to milk this thing longer than what it should be milked. This is Invincible shouldn't be an 8-9 season show. Like even the comic book is like 3 compendiums, right? And it's a bunch of filler in that joint, bro. It ain't like hot storyline after hot storyline. It's a bunch of filler. So it ain't, I personally don't think like they should. It should is with Conquest. Battle Beast was in the trailer. We stand Battle Beast in this podcast. Yeah, exactly what Cam's showing. Just it's 3. Like,
so niggas know I'm about this Invincible life. I got these, and like I think in 2 weeks I read through all of this stuff, and I'm telling you this: the Cecil arc that's coming up is short, not that long, because it happens. And then it's right to go into Conquest. And
that's what I want, because the big part of that season 2 is like, hey, you ain't listen to us, Mark, when we said we got niggas coming after you. The niggas that come after us, though, he about to get in there. So that's all I want to see. And the Cecil arc helps out a lot with other people's characters and stuff like that within the show, like Adam Eve, like all this. Like Invincible was a really good comic. It's one of the ones you can't ponder on because you would start being like, well, that don't make sense.
Yeah,
that's kind of stupid. But it's a good comic, and I think the show should really speed up what it's doing, because a lot of the great stuff come towards Mark as an adult than Mark as a teen. But that's really much it. They showed his little brother too. I hate that little nigga, but we'll see that later. I really hate that little nigga, bro. I like it. If that nigga got one hater, it's me.
Yeah, he sucks. But like, if it's just like, it's one thing too. It's like, I kind of agree with you on that, Ditcher. It was like, I'm just not a fan of the art style in that show. I'm not, and I understand. I know that, like, I'm not trying to slow. I know animation and all of this stuff is a big job. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I know how I can do your job way better. I'm not saying that. I'm just not, because it's like a lot of the stuff, like a lot of the artwork. I mean, you say, I don't even know if I can show this. Like you take like you see the detail of like some of these stuff. Like it's so much. It's so much better than what we get in the show. And it's like, even Mark's brother, when I saw him, I'm like, this little nigga.
It looks weird.
It just looks bad. And then even when he put on his new outfit, I'm like, it doesn't look cool. Like, it's like this supposed to be this big moment in the trailer, and it's like it didn't hit. It's like it just looks weird. It's just like, I don't know. Like, you might be onto something, because some of these, and you might think it's funny, but some of these Rule 34 artists, they good in their craft, bro.
Yeah, they're really good at what they do.
It'd be like a 1-person team.
Yeah.
In them whatever software they use, going crazy. Pounding action.
Emphasis on the pounder.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I think my thing is, I think what they're doing, Ditcher, is boys. I think they're just gonna do the same thing with the boys, where they're just stalling because of how hyped the show is. And with the boys potentially ending, they're like, okay, well, we gotta lean into our next cash cow, which is Invincible. So if they can delay things happening in that show while they try to delay what's happening to the boys, they can have like at least 2 guaranteed, like, hey, keep your Amazon Prime subscriptions, please, because we have these 2 shows that are really good that we are putting all of our production quality into. So
yeah, I don't even think bro, sometimes Invincible look like the lost stepchild when it comes to like the quality of it. It really looks like the lost stepchild. Even when you look at other things that Amazon put out, like we about to get the anthology series with the different video games. You look at some of the stuff they dropping. A lot of people are mad because I never know how much people love and hate fan service at the same time. A lot of people are mad because there's not enough fan service. But yeah, you look at the quality of some of those things is good. And I honestly wish that all the money that we get that we pay on these subscription services, and Amazon is probably the most lenient out of it because you get a whole different service with it. But, and Chris shaking his head because Bezos got the laser pointed at him.
Carefully.
He got the Suicide Squad chip in the back of his neck. You gotta chill out, folks.
Basil's watching him on this big ass screen. That square right there will show Chris's location.
But no, I just think like they should put like even like Netflix changes its price every month or something like that now. I think Netflix right now is probably like $18, like without the family thing.
Yes.
I'm about to have to start paying for it. But when Netflix put their money into something like the Arcane, like the Cyberpunk anime, like a whole bunch of other, you can tell. Like it's high production stuff. That's all I want out of Invincible. It's a very good comic. It's something that you don't have to worry about the overlord of Warner Brothers and Disney looking down on you, making sure that their medium is treated right. You can take a lot of liberties with that. And I just think that's what I want more of. But shout out to Invincible. It's gonna pass the time because we waiting on other things and things of that nature. So, but shout out to that. And please, Studio Trigger, show us what you got cooking up for that next Cyberpunk anime, bro. Let's get these going. Show them who you are, man. So.
Facts. But let's go ahead and move on to Nintendo. Nintendo out here just said fuck it. Lawsuits for everybody, G. Between Nintendo and Drake, G. Look, man, petitions and lawsuits is out here, bro. But
Nintendo actually has a valid case.
They have a valid case. But either way, in the midst of like our hiatus, Nintendo sued a streamer who said, "Hey, bro, y'all could keep shutting me down. I'm gonna keep coming." Pause. And Nintendo said, "All right, cool. We're suing your ass." And then now Nintendo said, "You know what? We coming at everybody, G. Y'all want to sit there and stream and pirate our games, man," which they have been, or Nintendo literally mission this whole 2024 is anti-piracy. They are going after everybody. They're going after subreddits now, G. So there is a subreddit called, hold on, let me make sure I'm getting this correct. The subreddit is called Switch Pirates. So they didn't even bother hiding the name too well. Which has over 190,000 members in it. I don't know, might have less or more now, but Nintendo is now putting out a subpoena to sue these niggas as well. Everybody involved who made the Reddit, everybody who's just pirating games over there, they just trying to make a case for it right now. Nintendo's playing no games with people now, G. It is crazy with how they move in regards to just piracy right now. But yes, they're not playing.
Dumbass. It's people like this that like ruin, when we talk about game preservation, it ruins the argument of emulation, because again, people mistake emulation for piracy. But like the dude that you were talking about, he was going to be my clown back when we were supposed to record our episode initially. Absolute moron. Because he was, not only was he he literally sent emails to Nintendo going like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. Like, so basically what he would do is he would stream these Switch games. Because what happens with a lot of Switch games is that the file for a lot of these games get released like weeks in advance before its official date. So people who have like a Switch emulator can take those files and basically play games like 2-3 weeks in advance of its initial release date. And what he would do is he would do that. And he would tell Nintendo that he's doing that. And he doesn't care if he gets caught because he'll keep doing it. And so Nintendo, I guess he didn't learn from when they sued the guy for $14 million earlier, like in the 2020s, where I think his name was something Bowser. He got sued for $14 million, and now every time he gets paid, a percentage of that check goes to Nintendo. That's how they resolved that lawsuit. So for the rest of his life, every time he makes money from anything, a percentage of that check is going towards
I'll
Nintendo.
be devastated. G. Nintendo taxing my check is crazy.
Yeah, you got a Nintendo tax on top of everything, and so the Nintendo will let people know with that lawsuit back then. It don't matter if you're an average 9-to-5 Joe or some person on top of some organization or whatever, they will sue you, and they do not care. Nintendo does not play. So I don't understand why. Like when it comes to the Switch emulation specifically, y'all are fucking up the game heavily, bro. Because it's we talk about emulation, we're not talking about Switch stuff because the Switch is still alive and popping. If you want to play Switch games, go out and buy your ass a Switch. In terms of like actual Switch emulation, the people who actually is people who use the Switch emulation basically to go like, hey, I have a Switch, I have Breath of the Wild, I own these games. I want to take that game, put it on my PC, and play it at 4K 60 frames per second. Those are people who want to actually use emulation for what it's supposed to be used for, enhancing their gaming experience or game preservation. It's the idiots who go, I don't own a Switch, I don't own Tears of the Kingdom, so I'm gonna go to this site, download this emulation, and download it and play the game illegally. Those are the idiots. Yes, you deserve everything that's coming to you. And r/Switch piracy. What? Yeah, y'all deserve everything that's coming towards y'all. Like, what the fuck? You literally, they don't even the lawyers don't even have to do that big of a job. They just the thing is literally called Switch piracy. Gonna get them up out of here. So yeah, it's a mess. And again, like the reason why this upsets me so much more is not just it's just idiots being idiots, but it's just this takes away from the conversation of actual game preservation when it comes to emulation, and that's what pisses me off about stuff like this.
Definitely agree, but look, it's just for me. You could have hit the name better, but also Nintendo is on a warpath with this right now. G, like it's a warpath.
Nintendo is suing anything and everything they can. They still got the case against Power World. Nintendo is one of those companies that they will be very stringent on their intellectual property. So it's like I don't understand why people keep trying to test them.
Like exactly. Like they have a record, G. They have a record, but hey, keep playing with them, G. If you want, G. You went freaking a nigga with when the Mario hat, when the Mario SUVs pop up, bro.
God.
At your door.
Because they don't care if you only make $20,000 a year. Your ass is still getting sued, and you will lose that case.
Like all that, man, and some. But let's go ahead and move on to one of our main discussions. 30 years of PlayStation. So as Nintendo out here suing niggas, Sony out here celebrating 30 years of being in the gaming industry. Been one of the premieres of holding it down for literally a long ass time. I'm 31.
Man.
I am 31. So before I even existed, they were holding it down, G. Well, I did exist. So yeah, so 30 years they have been holding it down, G. So respect to Sony. 5 systems in, plenty of fails with the handheld industry, even though the PSP is very one of the GOATs, but hey, it is what it is. But they've been dominating, and salute to them. Not salute, but take a moment, each of us give our appreciation, thoughts on Sony and their 30-year legacy.
I want to start by saying this. We just got out of a Nintendo conversation. Hold on, I'm rewatching gameplay and I hear myself cough. I understand why y'all be annoyed in the party, but I'll be Nintendo is the reason we actually have PlayStation because of the Sega CD thing, and they did PlayStation. I mean Sony dirty, and Sony was like bet. And to see where that came from all the way to where we at now, we are extremely privileged as gamers to an extent. Especially if you've been playing Sony games, other than the niggas who had the PS3 during the drought, y'all wasn't privileged. Y'all was going through it.
Hey, look, man, you don't understand.
they just going through it. But I've been a PlayStation. My first Christmas gift that I can remember is a PlayStation 2. So I've been a PlayStation. My game on there was Marvel Superheroes, and I guess Street Fighters. I always forget the name of it, but it wasn't the cool one. It was kind of like it was just one of them. It was that and Midnight Club 1, I think, if I can remember. My first like system had to be like a Sega, a regular Sega, the one that had Sonic 2 on there, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and
Genesis.
the Mean Bean Machine stuff. Yeah, but I remember when my mom walked in with it would be a Cottrell gift, because we didn't really have none under the tree other than like stocking stuffers and stuff like that, and like other random toys. And my mom walked in with a white box. I'm like, what is this white box? And that joint has that P, that S, and that 2 right there. And I'm like, oh, she don't know what she did, man. So my mom gets mad at me for playing a game all day. She gave me the dope. So she can't get mad at somebody. She gave me the dope.
First hits on me, bro.
Yeah. She put the dope in my hand. I didn't go out there and grab it myself. She put the dope in my hand. Every time our PlayStation 2 broke, she got us another one. And trust me, we grew up slums, nigga. And she was able to give us another PlayStation. So so she can't get mad at me when I'm down home on PS5 chilling with the guys. Like, oh, you always on that game. Look, my addiction, because of you pay for the rehab. But I'm a PlayStation, like, I almost call myself a fanboy. I don't even want a different system. I like the PC I have and stuff like that, but I always come back to my PlayStation 5. My fondest memories with some of my homies is through my PlayStation. So like it is a big part of my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a date with a shorty and she said, I don't like niggas that play games, but you don't like me. So I'm playing them joints every day of my life. So,
not compatible.
We're not. It really just to end it off, I don't really know what to say. Like I actually wish I was more of a PlayStation gamer, even though I just said I was a fan. But I played all the casual titles, the San Andreas, the Def Jams, stuff like that. There's some gems,
like the true nostalgic games that people talk about.
That I never got a chance to really touch. Like,
have you played the Jack games, bro?
Yeah, I played them. It's hard on the PS4. It's not the same.
Rapper.
I played the original Ratchet and Clank, and my homie brung that. I had a homie named Donardo. Man, the last time I seen that nigga was in alternative school, and I was like, ain't you? Yeah. But he came to our crib. My mama used to be friends with his mama. He came to our crib, and we was chilling. And he was like, I got this. This is Ratchet and Clank. And he popped that joint in. Mad you, OG Ratchet and Clank looked like crap. When I was a shorty, I saw the flying cars. I'm like, bro, what is this game? This nigga platforming and jumping around. That was probably my first experience with a platformer, real spit, other than like Sonic. And I was just in that joint like, bro, I'm like, man, I saw that little superhero dude from there. I was just like, dog, I love this. But yeah, I wish I could have played all the other games that people like love and stuff like that. And I wish I could have played Final Fantasy 7 when it first dropped. I wish I could have played 10 when it came. I wish I could have did that. I could play it now, but it's now me like trying to ride a wave or something like that. I'm trying to get the feeling that other niggas have instead of getting
going on the school bus and going like,
yeah,
you play new Final Fantasy.
It's kind of like, bro. It's kind of like if you grew up in a household and your mama said Pokemon cards are devilish, so she never gave you Pokemon cards, but everybody else got Pokemon cards.
You on Pokemon cards, trading that stuff on the school. Yep.
And you can't do nothing about it. You just like, dang, dog, I'm not real like them. So that's it for me. But I love PlayStation. I got T-shirts. I had a hoodie one time before I got too small. I love PlayStation, man. That's just my game in my life at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I would say for me, my first gaming system was a Sega Genesis. Loved it. I didn't really get into the PlayStation until like the trail of PlayStation 2. My PlayStation 2 was a hand-me-down from my pops. He basically was like, yeah, I don't play games like that no more, so he gave it to me randomly, which I appreciate. I had 2 games on there for like the longest time. It was this Lord of the Rings game, like Lord of the Rings Twin Towers.
That was a
Oh my
popular
God,
game.
was that the one? Was that the one where you went to the forest and it was a tree stumping around? A banger, bro. It's a banger,
That's a
bro.
classic.
It's
That's a classic.
banger.
And then Sonic Rider Zero Gravity.
Hey, look, man. Another classic.
I played the out of those two games for the longest time.
Niggas don't know about that Lord of the Rings Muso though, bro. Niggas don't know about it.
That was fire. And yeah, so like that PlayStation 2 is probably one of my favorite gaming generations, like of all time, because I just have so many memory. And that PlayStation 2 that I had, that was a ride or die, because it was like that thing was like, when I knew to get rid of it, I was still playing it because that's when I got my love of Kingdom Hearts as well. I had Kingdom Hearts 2 on that bit, and I knew that this thing was dying because there was a specific moment in Kingdom Hearts 2 after I got done beating it, where like I would play a new game, it would get to this point, and then like the game would freeze and my PlayStation 2 would crash. So like,
I will say this: there's parts of Kingdom Hearts 2 that pushed the PS2.
Oh yes,
that motherfucker was chugging.
The Thousand Heartless Battle, stuff like that. Yeah, that game tested the PlayStation's limits a lot. But then another fond memory I had of PlayStation, this more so connects to my love of Kingdom Hearts as a franchise, was my PSP, which loved that thing. Another, probably my favorite gaming handheld system of all time, with the asterisk, because 3DS is up there too, because I love the 3DS. But I remember saving up for months because there was a special bundle that they had came out with. If you were a Kingdom Hearts fan, you know it was a special PSP bundle where they had Birth by Sleep. It was they had Birth by Sleep and like a special decal that you would put on your PSP that had like the symbols of Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. I saved up for that game for months, and that was the only PSP game I had for like a solid year. I played I probably had like over 1,000 years of Birth by Sleep alone because that's the only thing I had on my PSP for a while. And so I think for my PS3, shitty launch.
Yes,
$600 was not the move, Sony. But my PS3 was also a hand-me-down from my dad. It was a hand-me-down from my step uncle who gave it to my dad, who gave it to me. So
that joint got paid.
Yeah, and I still own it. My big booty Judy PS3 is in my living room somewhere right now. I still own
regret getting rid of mine.
And yeah, that was a good time. I didn't really like when Daytrail said that the group wouldn't be where it was without PlayStation, but it's more specifically the PS4. PS4 was when shit kicked off for all of us in terms of like this group would not be here if it wasn't for the PS4. And I got my PS4 back when if you don't know, I did do a study abroad trip in Japan, and while I was there,
yeah, you did. I forgot that is how you got.
I got my PS4 in Japan, so and that bitch is still in my living room. I'm not getting rid of that because that's a story right there,
bro. I literally how I got my PS4 was me begging Cottrell, hey, we gotta get a PlayStation. Like Chris got it. And I'm like, bro, we got to get a PS4. We got to get one. Control was like, cool. Tax the shit. I'm going to grab it. He grabbed it, bro. All these races. Cam got his shortly after that. That's how me and Cam became niggas, bro. That's how he became my dog.
Hey,
like,
look, wait, hold on, G. Honestly, that's how we was able to keep in contact with Daytrail because, G, he didn't have a phone or nothing. So that was the only way we was able to contact this nigga.
I didn't even have a phone, bro. Like, that's no bet. Like, I didn't have no job, no nothing. So I didn't get a phone until after a PlayStation. It was my fault, niggas slumming. Niggas was slumming. But like, bro, like, no, that's how Cam became my dog is through PlayStation. That's how all my niggas, bro.
Hey,
like this is crazy, man. That's my PlayStation bill.
We'll kind of touch on this when we talk a little bit about Marvel Rivals, but like Overwatch 2 being like a big, not Overwatch 2, but Overwatch, the first one.
The first
Overwatch
one. The first one.
It was Overwatch and Black Ops 3, but Overwatch led us to
that was like another staple of our group as a whole through PlayStation. So yeah, like I have a lot of fond memories, even though I talk a lot of shit about the PS5. If I'm being objective, this is probably like my least favorite generation, as from a console standpoint, because them niggas did a lot of stupid shit with the PS5. But I am a PlayStation fan, not a fanboy, but in terms of if I'm talking about like games and what I like to play, I'm always gonna go to PlayStation because that's what I grew up on. I have a lot of fond memories of it. I appreciate the update as well that they did. I appreciate it, but it's also a fuck you to Sony because it took you that many years to give us some theme changes, and it's only for a limited time.
Asshole.
Like, get your shit together. And I do want to take this time. I'll be real quick with this. I did recently get the PlayStation Portal. There was no Black Friday sale for it, but I got it during Black Friday. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't, but it does. It's very seamless. So I'm gonna show you can see my PlayStation right in the background.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's you can't see it, but you don't need to see it. All you need to see is that. So I'm on the main
menu off the portal.
I'm on the main menu right now. So here's the you press the thing to open up. You got to be connected to your Wi-Fi.
Of course. It got to be on the same Wi-Fi, right?
No.
Yeah, no, it just has to be connected to the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And you'll connect.
Yo, that shit neat as hell.
Well,
And you're connected.
Oh, that's very, and it's literally synced perfect too.
It's like a slight delay.
Yeah, it's about as perfect as it would get.
There is a slight delay to the system, but it does work. So I recommend. I would say my quick 1 minute review. I would say get it if you have the problem like me of being lazy. This is a luxury thing. Don't get this if you are not lazy. That's it. Because you can only really use this at your house. And so if you have a problem like me where you don't like to stare at your computer screen for a lot, you want to just be on your game playing your system, then I would recommend you get it. But if you don't have that problem, don't get it. And that's it for me.
All right. But let me just give my memories of the PlayStation, and we'll go to Marvel Rivals. Then we'll wrap up. But for me, being the oldest of the group, PS1 was my introduction, of course. And I just remember it just popped up because I was I think my older sister had it, but it was like, nigga, why do you have it? Like, why was this your gift and not mine? Type of situation. I'm dead ass. Because I got the N64 that Christmas. She got the PlayStation 1. I was like, why? But either way, I ended up playing that PS1 so much more, and that's where my love really started. Especially just playing Crash Bandicoot. Of course, the nigga in me, NBA Live, Madden, back then as well. But that's really it in terms of PlayStation 1. Also, Street Fighter Alpha. That was my introduction to really the Alpha series of Street Fighter. I really used to play the shit out of that, and Tekken 3. Those was my shit. Tekken 3 was the family. Yo, look, we taking rage out each other on Tekken 3, G. And look, man, if I got you a law, it was a rap, G. Simple as that. But PS2 was where things legit did totally change. There was a point I had a library of 120 games for my PS2, G. And it was just of random shit. I had over 100 games at one point. And it was, of course, you had the nigga games mixed in there, but all the major exclusives I put love into. That's really where my love for the Jack series came to be as well. Jack and Daxter, Jack 2, 3, 4. One of the hardest games I ever played, but fuck it. Went through it, conquered them. 100% of Jack 2. Proud of myself for that. Of course, San Andreas and all of that came to be. A few other things, but then I was a trooper for the PS3, G. I will never forget being a trooper, G, because I did not switch over to 360 first like some other niggas. So I was out here playing heavily fucking sword, trying to fake enjoy myself while niggas was playing Gears. Niggas was playing Gears of War. I'm over playing fucking heavily sword. What was that? Killzone and shit. I was like, gee, I'm trying to be happy and I wasn't. I was not happy.
If you wasn't a JRPG fan, bro, your PS3 life must have been horrible, dog.
Gee, that's really kind of where I really did play a lot of random RPGs and shit around that time. So it was a really tough time until like the latter half of that the PS3. Like that's when things really picked up. Then PS4 self-explanatory. Then PS5. Look, man,
that's your wash. That's your wash legacy.
Hey, you talk about the paperweight.
Hey, fuck you, man.
that nigga got a multimedia system.
Who really can't speak on the PS5? We can't.
Look, man, it's self-explanatory. You're a watcher, viewer of this show for the past few years. Sorry, but it is what it is. But been loyal to Sony for the longest. Like, yeah, of course, Nintendo got love for, and then Microsoft. Look, man, y'all was like the side bitch I keep far away, but you know I talk to from time to time. But Sony's been that loyal one for the longest, and happy to for as long as it's been in the Jefferson household, and as long as it continues, so my kids will be as such as well. But let's go ahead and move on to Marvel Rivals. I'll let Cam and Datra take over on this one because they've been digging into this game the past few days.
I'll give my quick take. I'm gonna be meme hating, so don't take what I say with a grain of salt. If you are somebody who is still in your honeymoon phase, but I will say that I think that the big thing is you've been seeing a lot of clickbait titles. No, this game is not an Overwatch 2 killer. It's not going to be. It never was going to be. If Overwatch 2, if anything is going to kill Overwatch 2, it is going to be Activision Blizzard themselves. It's just how it is. People are going to flock back to that thing once season 14 starts. So I would say for me, I never really had a honeymoon phase with this game because I noticed a lot of things during the beta that I felt that was like, if they didn't address this or if they kept adding on to it, it would be a problem at the full release. And my fears were true. I will say overall, I am enjoying my time with the game. Meme hating aside, I think the game is very fun, especially with friends. I'm not playing this game by myself. I refuse to do that. This community is absolutely horrid. But with friends, quick play is very fun. You have some matches either go 2 ways, and one of 3 ways. One is very rare. 2 ways is you're either getting stomped or you're doing the stomping, and then the 3rd way, which is very rare, is you have some really fun back and forth. Those are some of the best moments of the game, is when you're actually genuinely having those back and forth moments with going up against an enemy who is actually competent, and not abusing sort of meta picks and stuff like that. So I think as far as like all the roster of characters, good and bad. Good because it allows for a lot of diversity should allow for a lot of diversity amongst player picks, as far as your tank, DPS, and support. I think that I think that the roles themselves, depending on your level of play style, if you came for Overwatch 2, you will find enjoyment in those roles in Marvel Rivals. So if you are a tank player in Overwatch 2, you will find the tank role to be pretty much the same as Overwatch 2. So if you enjoy playing tank in Overwatch 2, you're gonna enjoy playing tank in Marvel Rivals. If you don't enjoy playing tank in Overwatch, you're not gonna enjoy it, because this game has a problem with tanks, which I'll get into a little bit later. But if you enjoy playing DPS in Overwatch 2, you'll enjoy doing it in Marvel Rivals. Like the roles to where they are, as far as like if I'm saying Overwatch 2 because that's its main competitor right now. You will find that enjoyment going from one game to another. I think there's a lot of variety in maps, but I will say that the rotations are kind of bad. Whereas like you can be playing the same map for like 3 matches in a row. I think there needs to be I don't know what the algorithm is set for map diversity when you start matches in quick play, but that needs to be fixed as well. So overall, I think that like from what me and Detrella played, and we played a lot of the game, We play a lot of the game over this past week since it came out on Wednesday until yesterday. So I'm not coming at this game wanting to overly hate or being a contrarian, but this game does have a lot of issues. Ranked being one of them. It fucking sucks. If you were someone who played OG Overwatch when their ranked first started, it's like that but worse. And I think that this goes into a little bit of what I wanted to go into, which is like the imbalance of characters. Too many things can be a bad thing. And I think this game's biggest problem is like the lack of imbalance when it comes to especially DPS characters. There is actually an article I read before we started this podcast where one of the creative directors were saying that, like, because some people were saying that Iron Fist was an issue because he can essentially go into your back line, do what he wants, get into 1v5 situations and leave as if nothing happened. And they were saying, yes, that's intentional. We want to design our DPS situations to be able to do everything. And it's like, no, you fucking moron. I'm sorry, I'm not to be mean to the person who said that quote, but that's stupid. You 100% don't want to design your DPS players to do absolutely everything, because then what the fuck is the point of having a tank, a DPS, and a support role? Just make everybody, just pick whoever characters you want to do on the starting screen. So it's in the current meta of ranked right now is just not good. You're going to see a lot of Jeff the Sharks because Jeff has the best ult in the game. You're going to see a lot of flanking heroes like Iron Fist, Spider-Man, that are able to go into your back line, go into 1v5 situations and just not get punished and just go back to their enemy line as if nothing happened. The amount of healing that supports can do is a big issue, because you can run into a situation where you're about to kill someone and they just go to full health in an instant, and that is a big problem. So the current climate of the game as far as ranked is not good, like to the point where like I don't want to touch that mode. But I will say that overall, I think that the game is fun. You're going to have an enjoyable time. But again, I think that I feel like a lot of people are letting their hatred of Overwatch to kind of copium the enjoyment that they have from Marvel Rivals without taking a step back to go like, hey, look, a lot of problems that Overwatch 2 has that you have a problem with, Marvel Rivals has it. And in some cases, it's a lot worse in Marvel Rivals, in my opinion. Could be a hot take, but I just think it's a lot worse sometimes in Marvel Rivals. But that's my thoughts on it. I think we can kind of have we can do another video where we talk a little bit more aside from the podcast. We talk a lot more about our impressions and our overall state of how we feel about Marvel Rivals. But that's just my 2 cents for now.
All right, Trail, you quickly give your thoughts and we'll wrap up.
I like the game. I agree with a lot what Cam said. But I do like it. I do, and I know it's the honeymoon phase, and I just wish the community is starting to like push things faster than it should be. Like, I don't think rank should have came out this fast.
Yeah.
I just think a lot of stuff should have like settled in terms of the game before we start. It's tier list out there. The tier list bring people to playing characters they don't know how to play, and everybody is trying to create an Overwatch situation. Overwatch took years to create. I do think that this Dare team is going to have to listen to the fans in some aspects. Like, nigga, we getting suicide bombed by a 2-foot shark. Should not happen. It just shouldn't happen.
It's crazy.
I mean, like, the first time it happened, the novelty of it, hilarious. That thing spread it like COVID in January, bro. It did not stop. Like, it did not stop, bro. And like, when I mean everybody started doing it, and it makes it unbearable because like that ult wins you the game if you like strategically, not even strategically. You wait for it overtime. You swallow the team.
Overtime, pop ult, and then go someplace else.
Yeah, and you do, and it's very game winning. But I kind of like part of me kind of happy it happened because I love the meme. They call that nigga King Von, and it's a freaking 2-foot shark. They call this nigga King Von, bro. They say that nigga is Satan's greatest soldier. It's so much that a lot of memes that happen. It's a compilation of like a lot of Chicago niggas talking about how King Von was. Like, it's the devil. He was this, he was that. That man become it's a funny meme. And then they put like Jeff the Land Shark right there. And then another nigga retweeted that. Nigga, we can say that about 70% of the characters in this game. And it's true. Like, a lot of characters in that game is broken. And it will balance. I think it will balance out. Because like a person who come into that game and probably pick Hawkeye as his first character will probably be like, that nigga is not as strong as Iron Fist. But then that nigga play Hawkeye about 5 more times, you realize that nigga Hawkeye is like gross. Is absolute. Same thing with Bucky. You pick Bucky and you be like, man, Bucky, alright. And then you realize this nigga got a roll hawk hook. This nigga got a projectile. He got a shotgun pistol. He got an ult that you can do it no matter how, Chris. He got an ult that if he kills you with it, it charges back up to 100%. And if he kills somebody again, he charges it back up to 100%.
That is insane.
And he can keep saying it. So, like, say if your team is low health, that Bucky squad wiping you.
Yes.
Guaranteed. But I think there's a lot of fun to be had. But a thing about this generation of gaming, it brings so much competitiveness in it that you have to think in a competitive mindset. And I hate it. That's the thing I hate. I know Chris got to do something, so I'm gonna quit talking. But that's the thing I hate about it is that the competitive aspect of this game, of these type of games, ruin it. Because after a while, people are gonna start talking into that chat, and then I'm not gonna want to play this game no more because I don't like that, yo.
Black Widow,
switch. So it's like somebody told Extra, oh, I had more fun than you because you went this and that, and I'm like, he had more fun than you because we chilling with the guys.
Yeah, we were on quick play and Extra was playing Black Panther. And like, he was having fun playing Black Panther. He was like, "Oh, but you went like something, you like 10-8, I think." And he's like, "You were having fun." It's like, niggas quick play.
Yeah, this nigga Extra was having the time of his life playing Wolverine. And niggas mad. I'm like, he having fun. If you with this nigga at a party, he having fun. The nigga made me start laughing because he kept saying Bub.
He kept saying Bub. He's like, come here, Bub.
It's funny, bro. So like that's I understand. Like I'm a competitive nigga, so I get competitive, and that's why I stay away from competitive games. But I'm just gonna have fun with the guys, and if I can do that, I can really start with the games. But a rating, we can't get that yet because it's 3 days in. So yeah.
Hey man, that's hilarious. Why is it always Extra that always gets the randos popping up?
That nigga hated. That nigga hated lost us a couple ranked games. That nigga hated was hot.
That man, they was talking to Aiden.
Yo, that is crazy.
That man was like 1 and that man was like 1 and like 11 or something like that. And that Spider-Man was like 39 and 2. And
he said, "Switch, you are contributing nothing to the team."
I was like, I couldn't even defend the nigga. I'm like, bro.
I was like, because that Spider-Man was putting in work, and we were in ranked. So this is like real, like that quick play fun shit goes out the window.
But that Spider-Man was carrying. We was on his shoulders. I went back to Venom and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna help folks them out. But
that's hilarious. Hey, but either way. But definitely be on the lookout. I'm pretty sure Cam and Daytra are going to hit you guys with more Marvel Rivals content. It's definitely going to be. I just can't wait till the honeymoon period ends because everybody loves it right now.
I want niggas to go back to Overwatch. The game would be more fun if niggas go back to Overwatch.
That's probably what's going to
Season 14, you're going to see the players' numbers change.
Yeah, like we'll see where things go. But either way, we appreciate you guys for watching, listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Tweeking Media. Check out all the content we got. 3 from the Ring, Gotcha on the Gotcha, and previous Attack on Culture episodes. Also, me and Chaz, if you niggas that love music, we will do a year in review for music for Timeless Vibes. We're doing it one time for the fun time because this was a crazy fucking year.
Yeah, it was.
So we're gonna give you guys that. Mugs might get hot at what we might feel, especially if you're a Kendrick Dick rider or a Drake meat rider. Either way, but be on the lookout for that. Next episode we give you guys that will also be our year-end review as well. So expect a lot of gaming year in review stuff and anime on anime side as well. So be on the
And also
lookout.
we'll talk about the Game Awards stuff too
Yeah. And, when is the Game Awards?
next week.
Bro, next week. So we might
We'll
have
be
to. We might
recap.
have to.
We'll
We
be
might have to do another. We might have to do
a
what?
quick. Yeah, we might
Yeah.
do a quick one. Just
we
like,
might have
hey,
to do a podcast Sunday. Like I don't know when it comes out, but
just to talk about it.
Next
We'll
Thursday,
probably-
it's the 12th.
So just to talk about it. But either way, be on the lookout for our year in review stuff as this year wraps up. You guys be smooth out here. Make sure you also follow us on Twitter at I almost said Threes from the Ring, Attack on Culture. And I will, as soon as I get the Blue Sky together, the Blue Sky will be up. And enjoy the TikTok page as we have it. UTM clips, you Tweeking Media. You never know with this government. So
We have
see
YouTube Shorts, so everything on TikTok will be on YouTube
Exactly.
Shorts.
So it's gonna be there either way. But we appreciate you guys. Peace.
Auf Wiedersehen.